How much should a dinner cost, you think? What's too much and what's the right amount?
For what? What kind of dinner?
Just say if you're going on a date.
Oh, a date? I mean, I think like anything under 350 is okay.
350?
Yeah.
I don't waste time. I don't care how public, like even the last guy I was with, I don't care how public we are. I don't care what we talked about, what we did. If you met my son, bitch, bye. Fuck you. Let your mother love you. Whether they're closeted, whether they hate their life, whether they're insecure, they can't really handle being with you, whatever their funky fucking excuses for being lousy, it's just like, I don't gotta take that. And I actually saw something that guy from Fresh and Fit, Myron. First of all, Myron, okay.
What's going on, guys? JayeDeBlack here. Salute to everybody tuning in. I want to talk about Shilo Sanders. I'm going to talk about Brittany Renner. Apparently, these two went on a stream date. It all started where she was riding in the car and she was streaming on Kick. For those of you who don't know, she's on Kick now. She's a Kick streamer, and she's kicked all the religions that she was a part of away from her as well. She also broke up with the boyfriend earlier this year, the guy who was supposed to change her life for the better. None of that's going on with this heifer. This heifer is now streaming. She is now back in these streets. And, you know, Shilo, I guess, gifted her some subscriptions on Kick. And she looked like she was getting, she looked very giddy and very happy about that, you know. And then next thing you know, they link up. They link up together to do a stream together. And Shilo was being warned about dealing with this heifer, okay? Because Brittany Renner is a very toxic female. And she's somebody that a lot of men just don't like to deal with unless they're just sleeping with her. You know, even I saw a video clip where she was sitting, it looks like on a beach. I believe she's streaming. I think she's streaming in Miami currently. And she talked about how men only deal with her, only give her things, only help her if she sleeps with them. I wonder why they would do that. Maybe it's because of how you carry yourself, right? If you carry yourself a certain way, men are going to treat you a certain way, right? So here you got Shilo Sanders, who I think this is content for him. This is content for him. But Brittany Renner might really think that Shilo is into her. I don't think Shilo's into her at all. I don't think Shilo would really... No, because again, you know, you never know, right? You never know. But I don't think he's into her like that. I think that it's all content for him. But I could totally see Brittany Renner throwing herself at him because she ain't got nothing else going on, right? She doesn't practice a few religions. She don't really believe in it anymore. And now she's back to the Brittany Renner before PJ Washington, right? And I think that the only reason why she stopped being that way is because she had the child. But now that she's had the child, she's been in some religions, you know, she realized she is who she is, and that is who we all say she is. Now, the Shilo Sanders part of this, again, Shilo Sanders, you know, he's not, I don't think he is looking to wife a chick in her 30s like Brittany Renner, a chick that's kind of ran through, and somebody who has an identity crisis. She doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know who she is. Of course, she would love to be with one of Deion's sons. She would love to be a part of that particular family, but I just think that she's toxic when it comes to relationships. And Shilo is using her for content. So when people are warning Shilo about dealing with her, I see it as him doing it for content. Even though Shilo has his own issues going on, this is content for him. I think she might genuinely feel like, you know, she'd want to date him. I mean, she's not dating a younger guy is nothing new to her. And again, she would want to be a part of the Sanders family. Y'all remember Deion actually brought her to Jackson State to speak to the football team, which was a very weird move, I guess, because she attended Jackson State years ago. They felt like he could bring her there to talk to the players. I don't know why you would need her to talk to the players. You know, she's somebody who's going to be in these streets for decades to come. right? And again, she's not going to be honest. She might say some things, right? But she's truly not going to be honest about her intentions, because women are never honest about their intentions. These heifers will sit up here and they will cap and they will talk about how they want a man who's nice to them and treats them well and God fearing and, all these things that they don't believe, because they go on their date assholes. They go on they date dysfunctional men with baby mamas, in and out of jail, don't treat women right, have a reputation for putting hands on women, and you will have females still be with those men. When you look at Shilo Sanders, you look at where his life is, you look at what he's trying to accomplish. He didn't make it into the NFL. He's doing streaming. Like I said, he has his own issues, but he's kept his nose clean. And that's the best that you could hope for with Shilo. That he's keeping his nose clean, and he is found a lane for himself that may not be the NFL, right? So when you look at this link up, this meetup, to me, you have a woman who's trying to cling on to the hype she had 10 years ago. Y'all remember 10 years ago when she went viral? And then she started dealing with all these famous men, and then she linked up with PJ Washington. She had the child, and she's just sort of been in a crisis ever since of not knowing who she is. Just because Shilo Sanders links up with her, I hope she doesn't think that that's because he actually wants to date her. If anything, he's trying to smash, and that's it. But women like her will try to stretch it to where they want a relationship out of it of some sort, right? Not understanding that they're not relationship material. Brittany Renner is not relationship material at all. She's not. And I know that upsets her, but that's who she is. And I think she needs to embrace that. She's embracing, being the Brittany Renner of old. She's embracing not being the religious woman she pretended to be earlier this year. And also, there's another video clip too. There's another video clip I came across with her. She was going off on the men of her past, right? I wonder, was she talking about this guy that she dated early in the year? She seemed a little bit bitter about some guy she's dated, right? And she brought up Myron Gaines and how Myron Gaines said she'd be single in her 30s, miserable. And she is. She's very single and very miserable. This is why, she sounded kind of angry in that clip, and she brought up what Myron said. Why would you even care what Myron said? Myron is one person. She let Myron get, because ever since they had that confrontation years ago, she really thought that she was checking Myron, only for Myron to be proven right. I just think that Brittany is better off being single, casually dating here or there, but serious relationships, marriage, that is out the question. I just don't think she's built for that. I don't think she's built for that. I don't know what her parents' dynamic is, but I wouldn't be surprised she grew up in a single mother household, because women who don't have strong father figures in their life end up like Brittany Renner, man. Just no self-esteem at all. They get their self-esteem from the men that they deal with. And that is the nature of all women of today. All these heifers of today don't have no self-esteem, and they go searching for their self-esteem through thirst trapping, OnlyFans, right? Chasing celebrity men, right? Or dating a married man. You got a lot of women out here who get their self-esteem off of being able to sleep with a married man and take that married man from his wife. There's a lot of women who do that. There are all these men you can choose from. Why are you dealing with a married man? You know he's married. Stop lying. You never been to his house. You never met his family. But you know he's married. And that's what's going on today. That's why a lot of these women today are single, and they're stuck in like an arrested development. And Brittany reminds me of a lot of these 30-something, these 40-something, 50-something-year-old women talking about how they still got it, trying to be sexy with grandkids. They need to understand that ship has sailed. And a lot of men their age, and this is Brittany Renner's future, a lot of men their age are not checking for them. No matter how snatched their waist is, no matter if they go get a BBL, it still doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're natural and you look good for your age. There are men your age that aren't checking for you because you have way too much baggage. And it didn't just occur recently. That baggage has been following you for years. A lot of these women in their 40s and 50s are carrying around baggage from their 30s, choosing the wrong men, wasting their prime years on dysfunctional idiots. And then they wonder why they're sitting on a beach reading stream chats, talking and yelling about how Myron Gaines was right. That is a lot of you heifers' future. Yeah, you may look good, but at the end of the day, you ain't got no ring. You don't have a man. You don't have a life. And you are sabotaging the next generation of women, because that's the cycle. The cycle is you have these older generation of women who will sabotage these younger women because they want those women to not have the opportunity to date the men that they want. And they want those women to not be able to learn from the mistakes of women of years prior, because they don't feel like anything they did was wrong. Why do you think women are rejecting feminism? Because they realize that the ideology actually is against them. You are a woman. You need to respect your femininity. That is how you get far in life. Men are willing to help you without asking for relations. If you are a feminine woman, men can sense your feminine energy. They could also sense when you have masculine energy. And I think that Brittany Renner has a lot of that. I think she has anger issues. She seems like it. I never forgot when she got drunk, or seemed like she was drunk. Maybe she was sober. She hopped on Charleston White's lap and started riding him, right? Y'all remember that? I want people to understand Brittany Renner is who she is. She's been cosplaying. She's been pretending for the last year that she's a part of this religion, that religion, just cosplaying because she doesn't have she doesn't know who she is. She used to be a fitness model, right? But she's not that anymore because there's so many others. She was one of a kind years ago. That's why she went viral. That's why she got the attention of the rappers and the athletes that she did, right? Then she went and wrote that ridiculous book. When you haven't accomplished anything in life, but I guess, you sleep with a few celebrity men, all of a sudden now you're writing books. And then you promote the book off the premise that you are, that you've accomplished so much. What? By getting smashed by famous men? That's your major accomplishment? You should have waited a little bit while longer, but that's the ego. She felt like she was in her prime and she could do these things and people would want to listen. No, we don't care what you heifers think, because you don't care what you think, because you're out here doing absolute wrong things to get the attention of people. That's why I don't think Shilo Sanders really is taking this any type of relationship or none of that. It's 100% work. I think it's work. I don't think he's saying anything further than that. So, and let me say this too. Brittany Renner is mocking a guy, the guy that she dated, the guy that she claimed that she cared about. She's mocking this guy because I think once he hit it a few times and once he realized that the juice wasn't worth the squeeze, that it was only right for him to leave. And she went on this tirade about him. She went about Myron Gaines. Myron Gaines lives rent free in her mind. I think that Brittany has to understand that she's not the most dateable female, and she did that to herself. She did that to herself with all the choices that she has made over the years, right? And when you take no accountability in your life, you are the common denominator. Everybody sees it. PJ Washington, when he broke up with you, got with another woman and married that woman. That could have been you, right? Well, maybe, because there was a bit of an age difference. I think PJ Washington, again, he realized that, you know, she was just a crush. And, you know, once he was with her, he realized he didn't want to be with her like that. And then for her to, you know, in the clip, you probably saw at the beginning of the video, her basically mocking him. That's what she was talking about. She was mocking him, say she didn't care that he met her kid and, you know, whatever. You know, she feels some type of way about him. And that is the nature of Western women. They will always blame everybody else except for themselves about the failures of their relationships. So, again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts, like the video, share it, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Check out all the other videos on the channel too, and I'll see y'all next one.